Everyone is amazing deep down. Everyone has what they need within them. It's just a matter of unlocking it. Not so busy on the job front or on the work front, but had some opportunities to see some family. We had some birthdays in the family, saw some family we haven't seen in years, and so, it's always great to reconnect. Adrian also graduated preschool. We're so proud of that little guy. On the job front, I had 4 interviews lined up this week, 2 final rounds, still waiting to hear back, and then also 2 first rounds. Those didn't really work out. One, the recruiter said she was gonna pass me through, and then I got an email the next day saying that I wasn't quite a good fit, and it's fine. I wasn't getting the right vibes from the call anyways. And then the other one I just missed completely, so that's my bad. I got my times mixed up, and when I realized, I emailed them but never heard back, so it is what it is. We also spent 2 nights at the new house, so that was exciting. We had our first breakfast in the new house. We had strawberry and white chocolate pancakes from Trader Joe's. Very light breakfast, but it felt great. Obviously, watching our youngest Adrian graduate from preschool 2 years ago, he wasn't even talking. So for the first 2.5 years of his life, all he would do was scream and cry. And so when something was wrong, we had no idea. We weren't sure if he hurt himself sometimes. We had no idea because he couldn't talk. April said she had a feeling something was going on. I was resistant. I didn't want him to get assessed at 2 years old. Personally, I think that's early. How are you gonna be able to know that something's wrong? But he wasn't doing a lot of the things that other kids were doing. They're pointing, talking, saying one or 2 word phrases. Again, all he was doing was screaming and crying. April finally convinced me. We got him assessed, and sure enough, he was assessed with mild to moderate autism. And so at that point, we got an IEP, and we were able to get him some of the support and some of the resources he needs. We got him into speech therapy, we got him into ABA therapy as well. It's been so incredible to see the growth. Now he can talk in complete sentences. Now we have an idea of what's going on in that head of his. We know what he needs. And there are times when I just hear him say something and it's just so cute to hear him talk. He's still slightly delayed, but we feel good about him catching up. At his graduation, we didn't know what to expect. We've seen him in these types of situations before where there's a lot of attention and a lot of eyes and focus on him, and he tends to detach. He can't regulate very well, so he just starts to get in his own comfort zone, I guess. He starts to look at the ground. Sometimes he'll make animal sounds or make these weird mannerisms. But during the graduation, he walked all the way up to the stage. He stayed with his class the whole time. He even went up to get his diploma without a problem. So again, we are so proud of him, and we're just so excited to see what he does. Gratitude for the people in your life. Time flies, we're all busy. We may not see each other, we may not talk to each other, but it's great to connect with those really good people, the people that bring you up. It could be your family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, it could be anybody. Now that I'm starting to look at what's happening in my life, I'm also starting to question why some people are in my life. Are they here to support me, help me, or are they like a mirror, reflecting back what I need? Tying any loose ends from a learning lesson. Today we went to a grad party for one of Eli's classmates, and we go way, way back. They were in, they've known each other since kindergarten. His mom taught all of our kids at the elementary school, and so we got close to them over the years. While we were there, we also bumped into another old friend, coincidentally also another teacher at the school, but such good people. And I had a conversation with the husband. Now, I haven't talked to him for maybe 2 to 3 years. Really good guy. He's in real estate, just a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And it's a perfect match because his wife is very bubbly and always cracking jokes and witty and loves Disneyland. And so again, a lot of different similarities, but over the course of that 30-minute conversation, we really dove deep. We were talking about moving up to Roseville. We were talking about his kids. They have 2 older kids. They have 2 kids in college. We have 1 kid starting college next year. And so I really feel like this is an opportunity to kind of learn what they're doing. Again, there's probably the most positive people I've ever met. Always looking on the bright side. Always there to offer help and support. And so when they were leaving, I just tell it like it is. I don't really hold anything back, but when we were saying goodbye, I was just like, hey man, I'm so happy we connected. Loved our conversation. And I love your energy and I love your vibe. And he kind of reciprocated that, like it felt mutual. And then when we left, April was telling me that, she talked to the wife and, she was talking about how great they are and how many similarities there are, with their kids and our kids and all that. And then my daughter comes in and says, oh my God, they're so much like you. They're like your doppelgangers, like in an alternate reality, they'd be you. And that felt pretty freaking good. These aren't people that we hang out with all the time, but they're people we've known for a while. But I've always felt like they were different, and in a good way. Just so kind-hearted. They really care. They really seems like they just want to help. And they're honestly the happiest people we know. For me, it was just kind of like a sign again that, hey, everything's gonna be fine. We're super lucky and super blessed today, but we're really setting ourselves up to be like them also. And I know we're on our own path, we're on our own journey, we've got our own life lessons. And so there's no way to compare. But just knowing that we could reach that level, like, wow. And so, just got me super excited. So, again, just like anything else, we'll see what happens. And then also for Adrian, just so grateful for that little guy. All my kids, we really do try to love all of them equally, treat them all equally. But when you're raising kids, you can't help but notice the differences. And so when we see the struggles we've had, just raising Adrian, and it's not from him, it's just more about the situation. Again, he wasn't talking for his first 2.5 years. And then seeing the transformation and the growth. Like, he didn't get there by himself, but even today, like when he struggles to talk or share his thoughts, or maybe he just whispers, we encourage him to like speak up. And he does. Like, I can't tell you how proud that makes us. Like, everyone is amazing deep down. Everyone has what they need within them. It's just a matter of unlocking it. So with Adrian, his brain might be wired differently. He might see the world differently. He might hear language differently. But he's super smart. He's curious. And he lives for today. So even though he's not even 5 years old yet, he's really taught me so much in just the last couple years. He really lives in the moment. He takes things as it is. And I also see when he wants something, he will do whatever he can to get it. It's so funny to watch. Just be. It's a pretty big week. We have our big final move up to Roseville on Thursday. And so, we're gonna be packing like crazy. And coincidentally, I don't have any interviews lined up. So it couldn't have come at a better time. I'm not gonna be way down, with 3 interviews in one day and all different times. I can really focus on helping April pack up and get everything in order before I move. Ideally, I'll hear back from the other final rounds from last week. So who knows? I may have a job by the end of the week. There's a really good chance. And if not, I'm gonna keep on looking, keep doing my thing until I get something. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. And of course, I'll be sure to update you next week.